How's it going, guys? Dustin at Daily Grind Fantasy, and in today's video, we're going to get a head start on NFL Week 10, where we're going to bring you an NFL correlation slip straight from the Daily Grind Fantasy Correlation Tool. Before we get into the video, though, if you guys are not subscribed already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button while you're at it, because it really does help us out. We would appreciate it. And if you guys are unaware about the correlation tool, or you guys have been following it, tracking it, haven't dove into it just yet, pay attention to this video because I am going to walk through why correlation is the biggest edge in DFS right now in multiple different ways, right? As you guys can see, the correlation tool is up 579.6 units in about 2.5 months since we've brought this tool to life here on the Daily Grind Fantasy website. Now, the slip I'm going to be providing you today is going to be the Washington Commanders Seattle Seahawks game on PrizePicks. However, let's talk about correlation in all of these sports. So if you guys don't know, we offer fully correlated slips here on the correlation tool where we scan the market for the best plus EV plays on top of the highest correlated plays available on the PrizePicks, Underdog, all your favorite DFS apps on their boards, and put them into a slip that is the highest correlated slip possible for you guys. And you're able to literally just simply tail a full slip, and this is what you guys could be seeing as results. But we offer CS2, which is also known as CSGO, college football, NFL, soccer, NBA, and then working on another major sport here in the future as well. Now, the correlation in all of these sports is different, right? Obviously, and hopefully this is obvious to most of you guys, NFL is the most highly correlated sport, along with maybe college football, because of what? The quarterback position, right? It is easy to correlate when you have that one guy that is always touching the ball like a quarterback and going to be throwing, and we know who the top options are in most of these teams, as does the software here that we're using, right? So if we are taking a quarterback and two of his top wide receivers to go over, and then on the other side in the same game, a high scoring game, offenses are moving the ball, scoring, etc. It's easily correlated and obvious, right? But for sports like NBA and such, it's just simply not as correlated, although you can see insane results with NBA as well. I want to talk through a little bit of a weekend in review before giving out this slip, and also talk about why all of these are really correlated, and why we have such a big edge playing them on a set payout platform like PrizePicks, Underdog, and such. First off, college football. Let's talk about it, right? College football on the Optimizer has been not the brightest spot, right? We've hit some slips here and there over the last few weeks. Not the best spot. Negative variance is going to happen in all of sports betting, right? Whether you're plus EV betting, whether you're tailing correlation slips, etc., right? Negative variance is going to happen. Well, guess what? We smacked negative variance with the correlation tool upside the head for college football, because we ended up cashing like 7 slips in college football on Saturday. As you guys can see here, there's just so many slips that ended up hitting across Underdog and PrizePicks. There's even more than that. Just couldn't picture them all here. It just goes to show, stick with the process, and eventually that negative variance is going to get kicked in the face, like we did with college football here. Now, NBA last night, Monday the 6th, NBA absolutely crushed. There might have been even more slips. I think there was a boom slip that might have hit as well. But Jazz and Bulls game hit for 20x on UD, 25x on PrizePicks. Wizards 76ers 20x on UD, 25x on PrizePicks. Mavs Magic hit for 20x, not pictured here. NBA is correlated, just not as highly correlated as NFL, so I'm not expecting to see the ROI as big as NFL, just because of that correlation factor, right? It's a little bit more different whenever you have multiple people passing the ball, right? For assists and points, and then obviously rebounds could be a little bit, not as correlated because they could bounce anywhere, right? Either way, just wanted to say that NBA has been doing pretty damn solid, and it's crushed last night. Whether it's less correlated or not, I've been loving the results from it. And then, of course, NFL is what we are focusing on here in this video, and we're going to use a prior example, because as of right now, they don't have the odds on DraftKings and FanDuel and such for these player props for this Washington Commanders Seahawks game. So I'm going to use a prior example, but I just want to prove to you guys why this is such a big edge. Before I move into that, I wanted to mention, if you guys don't have the correlation tool or you guys haven't checked it out yet or tried it, linked in the description, you guys can go ahead and get access to the Daily Grind Fantasy Correlation Tool. It'll be right there at the top of the description. Go ahead, check it out, try it, get involved for the upcoming weekend. As I said, NFL been absolutely crushing. Fortunately, not the best Sunday this past week, but every Sunday leading up to that has been amazing. So glad that we had some college football and some NBA success to smack the bun on top of that not so great Sunday for NFL. But let's talk about it. So on PrizePicks, you have a set payout, right? For 6 of 6, 25x. For 5 of 6, 2x. And then for 4 of 6, 0.4x, right? On apps like, or not apps, but betting sites like FanDuel, DraftKings, and these same game parlays, you don't have insurance like you get on PrizePicks. That's number one, right? And that's a big factor when taken into consideration. Not only do you not get insurance, but this same play on PrizePicks, right, as opposed to FanDuel, is an insane difference as far as payout goes, right? Look at this. Plus 1258, I believe it's 3,850 plus 3,850 for PrizePicks odds on the same exact props into a parlay with insurance. That added bonus of insurance is everything, as well as just getting a bigger payout in general for going 6 of 6. Why would you ever play this on FanDuel at a lesser payout and not have insurance when you can play it on a set payout platform like PrizePicks or Underdog? It just goes to show that these sites like FanDuel and DraftKings are docking your payouts for positive correlation because they understand that if you have positive correlation in a slip, it's more likely to hit, right? If X happens, Y and Z are also likely to happen. Therefore, they are not trying to give you an insane payout for something that already has a better chance for happening when played together. So they dock you for it. Here on PrizePicks, no matter what you do, no matter what plays you throw into your slip, whether they're all in the same game or have positive correlation, you are still going to get this 25x payout, right? $20 on this slip, $500. We just seen on my example here, $20 on this slip, $250 without insurance. It's unreal, and you shouldn't be playing those same game parlays when you can get basically the same thing here on PrizePicks at a way better number, and that's the edge, right? Getting that number is insane, as opposed to playing it on those sports books like PrizePicks and Underdog, right? Or sorry, like DraftKings and FanDuel. Now let's go ahead and talk about the slip that we're going to be building out today in the Washington Commanders Seattle Seahawks, and we're going to talk about why this is positively correlated. Yeah, and remember, there could be different variations of slips. We've seen slips with unders and punts, overs and punts, targets, receptions, receiving yards, unders, overs. It doesn't matter. We give you guys the most highly correlated plays available on the board at that moment that have an edge, right? So it constantly scans the market for the best props. Let's go ahead and reveal it. Geno Smith is where we're going to be starting out. Over 242.5 pass yards. So off rip, looks like we are going to be taking a lot of overs, and that's fine with me, right? Sam Howell, or let's go ahead and just talk about the Seattle Seahawks side of things, and then we'll move to the Commanders, because if X happens, X being Geno here, Y and Z are likely to happen. If Geno Smith is going over 242.5 pass yards, it's likely that DK Metcalf is going over 56.5 pass yards, and Tyler Lockett is going over 47.5 receiving yards. Sorry, DK Metcalf over receiving yards, Tyler Lockett over receiving yards, right? It's likely that if Geno does that, those other two are likely to hit as well, because obviously they're the top two receiving threats on the team. So, therefore, somebody's going to be catching passes if Geno Smith is going over his pass yards, right? So let's go ahead and lock those in. Oh my God, I hate myself for that. Sorry for that, guys. Couldn't help it. But on the other side, in the same game, obviously we're hoping for points. We're hoping for the offenses to move the ball. Hey guys, these aren't going to hit every time, right? You're playing into some game script here. You're hoping for these offenses, or hoping for a lot of points to be scored where these offenses are moving the ball. So that's what we're rooting for. We're not saying this is going to hit. This is what we're rooting for in playing these slips at volume across the NFL like this, right? Across these DFS apps. That's where your ROI is going to come in. That's where you are going to be long-term profitable playing these slips, right? We're not saying every slip is going to hit. You guys got to think about it. You aren't getting every single slip that gets posted on this correlation tool. Believe me, there's a bunch of slips that get posted, and you guys don't get them all here on YouTube. Can't give it all out for free, as you guys know. But Sam Howell to go over 253.5 pass yards. If that's going to happen, likely Jahan Dotson and Terry McLaurin, two of his top receiving targets, are going to go over their totals as well for receiving. So let's go ahead and lock those in and round out our slip. McLaurin over receiving yards and Dotson over receiving yards. And look, $20 to win 500. There is no payout shift. There is no docking us for positive correlation like on FanDuel. So we will take advantage of that and play this slip here on PrizePicks with our insurance backup on top of a better payout than on the sportsbooks. Hopefully you guys understand correlation and want to try this out yourself because it does work. It is one of the biggest edges in DFS. But that is it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. We'll see you in the next one. Let's cash.